In this video, we're going to take a look at simple editing in Word 2016. And the nice thing about the things that we're going to be looking at in this video is that most of them work in lots of other Windows applications. I won't say all, but they work in most of them. So let's take a look at just using the mouse. First of all, if you want to delete something, just drag the mouse over it and hit the delete key, which is what I'm doing right now, and it'll go away. And one of the other favorite commands of mine, which also works in lots of Windows applications, is Ctrl Z to undo. Or you can just go up here and click on the arrow. I'm going to do the keyboard shortcut because I like keyboard shortcuts. I just did a Ctrl Z, and that brought my paragraph back. The two keyboard commands for deleting text are the delete key and the backspace key, and they're similar, but the delete key deletes to the right of the cursor. I'm going to hit the delete key 3 times now and delete LEY, and the backspace key deletes to the left of the cursor. I'm going to hit backspace key 3 times now and delete MAR, and then I'm going to go up here. I'm going to undo those two changes. And for some reason it did the MAR as one change, but it did the LEY as 3 changes. I don't know why Word did it that way, but so delete and backspace do similar things, but they work on opposite sides of the cursor. And 3 other common keyboard shortcuts that work almost everywhere, not just in Windows even, but in on other operating systems, are the cut, copy, and paste commands from the keyboard. And cut is Control X, and copy is Control C, and paste is Control V. And if you look on the keyboard, those 3 characters are all right next to one another. That's one way to kind of help remember. Let's take this first paragraph here, and I'm going to cut it out, which deletes it and puts it on the clipboard, and that's a Control X. And you can remember that because X looks kind of like a scissors. So I'm going to do a Control X right now, and it just went to the clipboard. The paste command will take whatever's on the clipboard and paste it into your document, and that's Control V, and that kind of looks like a little wedge or an insertion caret. And so at the wherever I am right now, it will insert whatever's on the clipboard. I'm going to do a Control V, and there it is. Now it stays on the clipboard. It does not clear the clipboard when I do that. So I'm going to do Control V again and again and again, and I just got 3 more copies of that paragraph. Okay, now let's do an undo 3 times here, so we're back to our original document. And copy and paste is the other one. I'm going to select all this again and do a Control C. C stands for copy, and nothing changed in my document. Cut will remove it, copy will leave it there. Okay, and now I'm going to go and watch what happens. I'm inside the paragraph mark here, so if I do a Control V to paste it in, because it was inside the paragraph mark, it becomes part of the same paragraph. So, and notice I've got a blank paragraph down here. So this paragraph mark is the one I've just pasted in. This is the one that was originally there. I'm going to undo that again. And if I want it to be a separate paragraph by itself, I really need to go to the beginning of the next paragraph. And now I'm going to do a Control V, and that's a separate paragraph all by itself, because now I'm outside of the paragraph mark when I do that. Okay, I'm going to do Control Z from the keyboard this time to get rid of that, and now we're back to our original document. And we're going to take a look at one other really useful feature in Word. This also works in Excel. I'm going to take this paragraph right here, and I'm going to make several changes to it. I'm going to make it bold, I'm going to make it italic, and I'm going to make it red, and I'm going to increase the margins on the left, and I'm going to increase the margins on the right. And so I've done something like 5 commands here to make this paragraph look the way that I want it to look. Okay. Now what if I have someplace else in my document I want it to look exactly the same way? Well, there is a neat tool in Word. It's on the Home tab, and it's over here. It's called the Format Painter, and its symbol is a little paintbrush, and that's to let you know that basically what you're doing is you're painting some formatting commands over some of your text. So the stuff that is already formatted is your paint, and you don't have to select it all, you just have to be in it somewhere. So I'm just going to click any place inside this paragraph, and then I click on the Format Painter. Okay, and my cursor when I move over my text here, changes into a little I-beam with a paintbrush next to it, okay? And now I'm going to take that and I'm going to drag it over this paragraph right here. And it's going to be red, bold, italic with the margins indented, just like this paragraph up here. So instead of having to do 5 more commands to get this paragraph to look the same as this one, I basically just had to do 1. Now you notice that when I let go of the mouse, it goes back to the original I-beam. And so what if you got several things in different places that you want to format with the paint? Well, now we can use this paragraph as our paint. And so I'm going to go to the Format Painter up here, but this time I'm going to double click on it. Okay? And I double click on it, and now I'm going to drag the mouse over this paragraph, and you see I've still got, when I move over some text here, I've still got the paintbrush. And the Format Painter button is still pushed in up there. So I can drag the mouse over that paragraph and another one, and then I can skip a ways down here and I can drag the mouse over this one and so on, and I can keep on doing that until I've got everything that I want in bold, italic, red with the margins indented, and then just go click on the Format Painter button again when you're done, and you're back to your regular cursor. Okay, now I'm going to do a Control Home here to move to the top of the document, and then page down a couple of times to get to where the actual story begins here. And the last thing we're going to look at here is using drag and drop. Actually, we get 2 things left. We're going to do drag and drop, which works in almost anything. So you select what you want, then you get your mouse and you click on the selected text and you drag it and you just drop it wherever you want it to go. So now it is the second paragraph instead of the first paragraph because I dragged it and I dropped it in that location down there. Okay, now the last thing is find and replace. If you have a large document, sometimes you can use the find command to find a particular word that you know is only in part of your document. You can also do find and replace. So if you find out you consistently spelled something wrong throughout an entire document, you can quickly change it with 1 command. So we are going to look at the Home tab here, and we're going to click on the Replace command. And there is a keyboard shortcut for that. Actually, I'm not going to click on it. I'm going to do the keyboard shortcut. The keyboard shortcut is Ctrl H. And so I just press Ctrl H. And what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look for the word Scrooge. And I'm going to replace it with my last name. And I'm going to click on Replace All here. And there were 127 references to Scrooge in this document, and it replaced all of them. And if I close this window now, right up here where it used to say Scrooge, it says Clane here and every place else. If I do a find command, which is Control F, which is also up here, and I look for the word Scrooge, Scrooge is still there for me, there are no matches. It replaced every single one. So I'm going to close this navigation window over here on the left, and I really didn't want my name to be there, so I'm going to do a Control Z, and see, I went back to Scrooge. Now if I do a Control F and I type my last name in here, by the way, notice when you do a find, it'll turn them all yellow, but I'm going to put my last name in here, and it'll tell me how many occurrences there are, and there are none. So the find command by itself works, and the replace command will find and take what you find and replace it. And you don't have to do all of them at once. You can go through one at a time. And if you want to change some of them and not the others, you can just step through it one at a time. Notice also up here there is an advanced find command, and we'll talk about that in some other videos. But you can actually find not only text, but you can look for particular formatting of the text and only look for that when you're doing a find command as well. So we'll look at that in another video. But that takes care of some basic editing commands in Word 2016.